You love. It's not for me to say. You love.
Hey nail fam, hope that you are well. So we're going to be doing some dip acrylic nails today. I've used the adhesive primer and the press-on glue gel from Bellavena, aka double dip, onto my nails, and I used some half cover coffin nails to adhere. My nails look weird because they have a little bit of builder gel underneath, and they also have some peel off base coat onto the nail. So here are the two dip powders that I'm going to be using today. This is Hot Stuff and this is Misty Perkins. Both of these are from Double Dip, and then these are the Double Dip liquids that I will be using for the dip acrylic powder. I already applied some dip powder onto my natural nails on my right hand. I just wanted to test that out to see how well it would work, and it worked really well. I absolutely love this color. All right, so I have been watching quite a bit of dip powder nail tutorials, and what I learned is that I should actually be applying some base liquid, some of the base dip liquid, to that area that I adhered the half cover tip. That's something I've never done. And it made sense really, because what you want to do is kind of build up this part of the nail first before you go in with the colors. So that because in previous videos, I've always had a little crack. I've always had a little dent. And I know that I struggled in that area of, properly adhering the tips and getting that smooth surface. So we're going to test out today how well this works. So what you're going to do is you're going to apply a horizontal line parallel to where that half cover nail meets your nail. And you're going to apply the base liquids to that line. I'm going to go ahead and apply this horizontal base liquid line to all 5 of my nails, and then pour the clear dip acrylic powder over that, and then I'm going to let them dry for around 60 seconds. Once the nails are done drying, I'm going to take a little dusting brush and I'm going to remove that excess powder off of all of the nails. So we're done with that first step. So the next step after this is we're now going to draw some vertical lines, and we're going to take the dip liquid and we're going to draw a vertical line down the center of the nail, just in the middle part where I want to start to build an apex. In previous videos, I've never had apex. My nails have been flat, they've been shooting up to the sky, they've been uneven. I'm quite aware of all of my troubles and issues that I have when I'm doing my nails. So I definitely feel like I can improve in that area and try to make an attempt to do a proper nail set. So again, you're going to do this twice. You're going to go down the center of the nail where you want your apex to be, and you're going to pour that clear acrylic powder onto the nail. Once you've done the 5 nails, you let them dry for 60 seconds, then you dust that off, and then you go in with a second layer of that vertical line. And then you'll start to see that you are forming an apex, and I feel like after the 2 lines are on, I can definitely see that the apex is definitely growing. And I feel like the pinky finger definitely, I did a good job. I don't know what I did differently, but my thumb is pretty flat. Now we are ready to go in with some colored acrylic powders. And again, we're going to start off with just the center of the nail first. I'm going to go extend the base gel just a little bit longer down the center of the nail, and I'm also going to inch my way to the sides of the nail just a little bit so that there's no big gap between the different lines of where I'm pouring the base liquid. I hope that makes sense. And with each subsequent layer, you'll start to see your apex really start to grow. Now, before we move on to the colored dip acrylic powders, we've already done 3 layers of this clear dip acrylic powder. So we definitely need to add some activator. And we're going to take our 100-180 file and we're just going to file around the nail just to make sure it's nice and smooth. Because if you don't do this, you're going to have an uneven nail, and then you're going to have to do a lot of filing later on. So basically, you just want to make sure that this is nice and smooth. Buff it all out. Make sure that you have removed any of that excess powder. And now you're ready to move on to the colored dip acrylic powders. For the colored dip acrylic powders, I'm going to go a little bit closer to the cuticle area, and I'm also going to go straight on down to the tip of the nail when I'm using these colors. And that's simply because I want to start to build out the shape of the nail. So we already have a little bit of groundwork done for the apex area. Now we can now build on that foundation that we've already created. Once you're done, tap off the excess and then move on to the next nail. Now, sometimes if I do see wet spots on my nail, I like to go back in with a second layer of that dip acrylic powder before I move on to the other fingers. Now we're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the thumb onto the remaining fingers. We're just going to do a vertical line just a little bit close to the cuticle area, extend it all the way down to the tip, and then we're going to go ahead and pour our dip acrylic powders. Now I did notice that a few areas of my nails did have like blind bald spots, as if the dip liquid was not in that area. I don't know if it dried out too quickly, and that's definitely a challenge with long nails. Sometimes the dip based liquid will dry faster before you even adhere the acrylic powder. But if you do find areas that are drying up too fast, you can always just go in with another layer of extra base gel in that area. All right, so we have our first layer down. Now we're going to move on to our second layer of the colored dip acrylic powders. And again, we're just inching our way closer and closer to the cuticle area and closer to the side walls. So again, I'm going in with that base liquid, covering as much as the areas, but not completely all, and then pouring on my dip acrylic powder. I will say that I would definitely recommend 5, 6, possibly even 7 layers of the colored dip acrylic powder onto these nails if you really want to get like that perfect apex. In this particular video, I only did 5 layers of the dip acrylic powder onto the nails, and I did get a really nice apex. So I definitely think that that first step of trying to build that apex off by doing the vertical and the horizontal lines definitely helped in creating the apex nails. All right, so this is how my nail is looking at about 3 or 4 layers. You can definitely see that that apex is really building itself there. It is looking really nicely. So bravo for the people that create these videos to help us amateurs really improve our game. But I think I'm going to go in with maybe just one more layer just to see if there is a big difference. And there is quite a bit of difference. I did get a higher apex with that 5th layer, and as you can see here, it's a little bit lumpy now, but we're just gonna dust off that excess. We're gonna go ahead and activate these nails, leave them to dry for about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna get into that shaping and filing. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my 180 file. I'm going to go around the side walls, and I'm going around the tip of the nail to remove any excess dip powder or, you know, liquids that might have pooled to the end, and kind of shape these up. And I'm trying to be really careful because these are peel off. There's a peel off base coat underneath here, and I really don't want all this hard work to kind of pop off of the nail. So as you're doing this, just be mindful to be very careful. Right here, I'm just giving you a side profile so that you can see with a little bit of shaping, the nail is kind of coming together. I mean, we have a few lumps and bumps, and that cuticle area obviously needs a little bit more work. But as you can see, like this apex here is absolutely perfect on that ring finger. I am very impressed and happy. And look at that, we get a nice little thickness to the end there. So something, you know, this looked really nice. I really enjoyed trying to shape the nails. Now we definitely need to work on that cuticle area though. All right, here's how the nails are looking once I am done. And by done, I mean once I got tired of filing. And I'm going to dust off that excess powder. And I have this non-white top coat here from Bellavena that I'm going to use on the nails. I have some butterflies here and some gold flakes. And then I also have these like cherry blossom flowers. You guys have seen this before on my channel. I'm obsessed with butterflies and these cherry blossoms, and they're very trendy at the moment. So just going to go ahead and put on some top coat and finish off these nails with a little bit of nail art. Now for my ring finger as well as my thumb, I'm going to go in with putting that big butterfly in the center, and then we're just going to get some flowers and kind of make a little swirly line of flowers onto the nail design. Simple and easy nail design. Alright, here's how that nail looked. I did add in a few pure pearls and some caviar beads. So here is the final look of these gorgeous and easy to do nails. Your girl finally get a little bit apex on these nails. I'm very happy that I tried this method out. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one.